A Russian journalist who investigates corruption among Moscow city officials has been detained by police. Ivan Golunov was on his way to meet with a source when he was apprehended. Moscow police said that they found illegal drugs in his rucksack and apartment. If found guilty, he faces 10 to 20 years in jail. His colleagues are outraged and say he is being framed. So to say, we know that Vanya was receiving threats. We know where these threats came from, and we will study this line on our own in the first place, as we do not trust the investigators. Apart from fighting for our journalists, we will have to try and find out what really happened, who made a decision to frame Ivan. His lawyer says he believes the drugs were planted, that Golunov had been beaten, and that police had refused to take swabs from his hands or fingernails to see if he'd been in contact with drugs. Ivan Golunov is not a person who sells drugs while investigating corruption in the Moscow mayor's office and other institutions, or a person who would keep a drug lab at home. The pictures that the police have published on their website take into account that the colleagues who had visited his home already said it was not his home. Golunov is well known in Russia for his investigations into graft in the capital. Outside Moscow police headquarters, dozens of Russian journalists holding placards demanded his release. They staged one-person protests, the only form of legal protest in Russia which does not require prior permission from the authorities.
I have a feeling it was me yesterday who was detained. I came as I could not stay home waiting for a miracle. I don't think it will change anything, but if we all come here, maybe they will let him out.
The editorial management of Meduza says Golunov received threats in recent months in connection to a story he was working on. Police detained at least 10 of the journalists protesting before later letting them go.